First up, please welcome to the cage, Charlie Brown.
You are taking a look at the man who calls himself Hollywood. That's his nickname, Charlie. Hollywood Charlie Brown. I was half kidding with my wife as before the fight, I was hoping he was going to come out in a yellow shirt with a black stripe that's kind of zigzag across the front. He didn't go that route. Hollywood Charlie Brown is 12-7 as he makes his way to the cage, originally from Glendale, Arizona. There he is, and the Carbon World Health tail of the tape. As he heads up to the cage, we're going to get our first look here in Wisconsin at Cole Williams.
Next up, his opponent, Cole Williams.
Earlier in the week, I got a chance to interview Cole Williams, who is new to the Chosen Few gym. Had been fighting out of Dubuque, Iowa, but this is a serious fighter. Comes in with a pro record of 10-1, along with 8 straight victories, and he seems like a very focused individual looking to really impress here in his debut for Chosen Few Gym at Chosen Few Fighting Championships number 15. Cole Williams hasn't lost a fight in almost a decade. In fact, we will talk about that as we get going here.
That'd be the finish,
That's
and
the
that
look
was
at
a
the tail of the
submission
tape.
if you're doing that
That's Cole
so
Williams, and this now is Chris Garrity.
Ladies and gentlemen, this bout is brought to you by SUPS and sanctioned by the Department of Safety and Professional Services Program Director, Mr. Matt Reynolds. Your cage side physician for this bout, Dr. Nestor Rodriguez. Your judges, Larry Struck, Tony Zamatello, and Gabe Sabatis, with timekeeper Mike Rogers, and the man in charge of this main event, veteran referee, Mr. Tom DeVellis. And now, ladies and gentlemen, the moment you've all been waiting for. This is your main event of the evening. 3 rounds at 175 pounds. Introducing first, this man fighting out of the Coliseum Bar, red corner. He stands in at 6 feet 1 inches tall. He weighed in at 176 pounds. He represents Flashback Mixed Martial Arts and hails from Appleton, Wisconsin. He has a professional record, 12 victories, only 7 defeats. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the cage, Hollywood Charlie Brown. His opponent is this man, fighting out of the Harley Davidson of Madison, blue corner. He has an impressive record, 10 victories, only 1 defeat. He hails from right here in Madison, Wisconsin, and represents the Chosen Few Gym. He stands in at 6 feet tall. He weighed at 175 ready pounds. Ladies and gentlemen, Cole Williams.
All right, strap it down. Main event time here at Monona Terrace, along with the Machine Gerald Mearshart and Chris Garrity. I'm Rich Reynolds. Let's get the instructions from our ref. There we go. All right, couldn't hear too much of that, but quick, easy, and we are ready for our main event as we take a look at Cole Williams. Williams at 10-1 as a pro, 8 straight victories. In fact, the last time that Cole Williams lost
big right hand
was almost 10 years ago, and that right hand rocked Charlie Brown.
See Cole Williams on his toes right away. He's got his lead hand down, but he seems really comfortable to stand up. Charlie Brown kind of coming over the top, swinging with everything he's got. Takedown attempt from Cole. These guys are working in there, but he tagged him early with that right hand.
Charlie Brown comes in with a record of 12-7, the 5th-ranked fighter in the state of Wisconsin for his weight class. Although he's fallen on some hard times, he started off his career 6-0, has lost 4 out of his last 6. including back in April by rear naked choke. And this is a guy who likes to extend fights a little bit. Not Cole Williams. 4 straight either knockout or TKO victories in the first round for Williams in his last 4 fights. That's amazing.
The guy comes from good stock. He fought at a really great show over in Iowa called Pinnacle. They bring in a lot of good fighters, a lot of UFC veterans, a lot of guys that are up-and-comers in that area. So he's had a lot of good fights. Relatively new to the Chosen Few gym. I think he's only been, 9-10 months at the most, but they're all impressed over there by him, and you can see extremely comfortable in the cage with this being his 11th professional bout.
Yeah, he was here in attendance for Chosen Few number 14, and he said, you know what, I can't wait to get in this cage in front of this crowd, knowing how loud and how active that they are. So he was really excited to step in here tonight, and you can kind of see that as he looks like he's having fun in there. In fact, he was even smiling at Charlie Brown just about 30 seconds ago.
I like the striking from both fighters. About a minute ago, Charlie Brown threw a really nice uppercut and just threw a 1-2 in that beautiful knee, too. So Charlie Brown's really setting the pace here when it comes to the striking. I haven't seen as much volume from Williams as I'd like.
Yeah, good exchanges. The best blow of the night came in the first 10 seconds or so on a good right hand by Cole Williams. Since then, it's been a lot of exchanging here in the center of the cage.
Yeah, Cole definitely more precise striker. What I don't like that he does is he's covering up and just backing up. He needs to interrupt Charlie Brown in those combinations and hit back. That's how he caught him that first time with that straight right. The one other thing, if I was in Cole's corner, I'd tell him to avoid is every time he pops that jab out, he drops his hand after he throws it. Charlie Brown is being a little bit tentative. I feel like giving Cole a little too much respect, but when he comes forward and throws combos and Cole just covers up, he's finding some success. So right now, a pretty even fight.
And that seems to be the fight style of Cole. He never has that left hand too high. He brings the right arm across almost forehand style when he is blocking any sort of punches. So you never know how that's going to come to play because a nice straight right or overhand right could always catch Cole.
Williams now pushing Charlie Brown up against the side of the cage, landed a left as he stepped back. Brown, has had good success with that right jab so far. That has been able to set up some of his left hooks as well. Good overhand right by Williams, and another left as well, landing onto the side of the head of Charlie Brown.
Doesn't look like Williams has much respect for Brown. He looks like he's completely happy trading blow for blow here.
Like I said, he was kind of smirking at him earlier, and he hasn't shown him a lot of respect so far, but Charlie Brown has landed here in the first round in what seems to be a pretty even exchange of blows.
Yeah, he's landing these combinations. He's sneaking punches around the guard of Cole Williams, and Williams backing up right now. He's got to respect it. Got 4-ounce gloves on. It doesn't matter if you're not necessarily a power puncher. You can get knocked out.
And 2 of those lefts landed straight to the chin, and that's when you saw Williams in a little bit of trouble there.
Maybe a little careless here by Cole Williams. He is definitely now respecting Charlie Brown as he takes a knee as well. And then there's some blood as well coming off of the face of Cole Williams. Back and forth they go, center of the ring once again. Good kick there by Brown. Brown doing good work here in the first round, maybe even enough work to win this first round. The final 30 seconds here might tell the tale of this one.
You know, the way this round started with that initial kind of stumble back from the punch Williams threw, you really thought he was going to take control, but I think Brown has done a nice job coming back, landing some shots, scoring some points. I've got this 10-9 for Brown right now.
Yeah, it's been pretty tight, and Brown has probably landed the more telling shots except for that one right hand by Williams. So Charlie Brown doing good work. There's a good combination by Williams. Brown answers with a left hand, and the round comes to an end. Good job by both fighters landing blows here in round number 1. Lots of action in our main event. We'll see round number 2 if that can live up to round 1 next here on 57 Sports. Action from round number 1, and there was that right hand that stumbled Charlie Brown, but after that, it seemed like Brown had the upper hand in this first round.
Yeah, Brown came forward, he threw those combinations, and I think, Cole just covered up and let him throw too much. You got to avoid those strikes, either parry the punches and stop him from throwing or punch back and answer back. too many unanswered combos. And on top of that, Brown was sneaking around that guard of Cole Williams and really landing some, not the heaviest shots, but enough to land clean and really turn the tide of that round around for him.
And that left hand I was talking about landed twice on the chin. So I'm going to be interested to see if Cole changes his defense at all. He didn't seem to after it landed. He likes to keep his hands low and strike kind of from underneath. So we're going to see here, because he's obviously not worried about Brown's power, but some of those shots landed fairly clean.
Cole Williams looking to win his 9th straight fight. Again, the last time he lost was in April of 2009. It's been that long, and that was a 2nd-round submission loss to a guy by the name of Eric Wisely, who has a pretty good record in his own right at 11-3. So Williams has been on a roll lately, has been off for a while. He hasn't fought since October, but looking pretty good right now, so he's looking for a takedown of Brown. We haven't seen this fight go to the mat. We finally do, and we'll see if Charlie Brown can work out of this.
So Eric Wisely was a former UFC fighter. He actually fought my brother, fights at 45 and 55. So obviously, Cole has put on a little bit of weight here and gotten a lot bigger in the last 9 years, but Wisely's no joke. Losing a fight to him is a lot of people.
Dude, haven't we all gotten bigger over the last 9 years? I've gotten bigger in the last 9 hours as Williams and Brown back to the center of the cage. Good left there by Williams. Brown answers back with a short left of his own.
Right, we saw that takedown attempt from Williams. Had Charlie Brown on his butt, but Charlie Brown did a good job keeping control of that chin and scooted back enough to get back to his feet, threatened to choke briefly, and they got back to their feet, and now they're a little more even this round. I would still give a slight edge to Charlie Brown, as he's the one moving forward a little bit more in this round.
Williams showing some wear and tear. A cut on the left side of his
nose. That was a big uppercut.
And Brown is backed up.
He's been looking for that uppercut all night. He finally found a home for it. He's trying to get his range down.
Second time Brown's chin's been tested, yet still coming forward.
Yeah, he is definitely game as he keeps coming forward, even after sustaining some big blows there by Cole Williams. Williams now looking to score again, backing Brown up. As Brown, though, still continues to come forward then again, and again answering back.
I'd like to see Cole in those close exchanges maybe add some elbows. And remember, these guys are opposite stance. He's got that right high kick all day against Charlie Brown. And really, they both have the power side high kick is wide open. It's a tool I haven't seen. Charlie Brown threw it once, but I feel like Cole could use it more as a nice body shot there and followed up with a hook to the head.
Yeah, I was just going to say that we see a lot of striking in MMA, and when guys are on their feet, what we don't see is a lot of body shots. You see that in boxing, but you don't see that so much in MMA. Why is that? Is there just not enough time to build that?
Just an underutilized tool. Plus, I mean, if you watch when he throws it, he drops his whole body, throws right to the midsection there. If you're worried about being taken down, maybe sometimes that can have an effect, but it really shouldn't. Look how much that's going to take out of your opponent. He's landed at least 3 of them since we've been talking about it, and that's got to hurt every time he does because they've all landed flush to the midsection of Brown.
And they are a great weapon. I mean, you hit a guy square on in the belly, man, that could take so much wind out of your sails. And whether you do it in this sport with a punch or with a kick, it just seems like it doesn't happen quite enough. Brown's trying to answer with a kick to the midsection of Williams.
Yeah, you know, there are some fighters that do utilize body shots, especially with kicks, but, you know, definitely an underutilized tool. And I like how Cole was throwing that straight down to the body. He's got to make sure he follows up upstairs immediately after. He's got Charlie Brown backing up. That's what you follow up with your jab or your hook, and you can set that kick up or another punch right after. He's a lot busier this second round and really starting to take control of this fight.
Yeah, Williams seems to be in command. Good right hand lands to the chin of Brown, but Brown absorbs it and moves on here. Final minute of round number 2 here, scheduled for 3 in our main event.
Great job from Williams to come back in this round. If it stays this way, it's going to be a round apiece going into the third. Much more volume from Williams in this round. You know, not maybe coming all in the combination style, but he's throwing a lot more, landing a lot more than he did in the first round. And those body shots, you can tell by how flat-footed Brown has been in the second half of this round. They've taken their toll already.
Body shots are money in the bank as Cole Williams looking to land another one there, just missed with a right hand to the midsection. Now try to follow up with a kick to the midsection. Hey, whatever works here in round 2 for Cole Williams.
Good right hand, caught him in the eye. Brown was hurt with that punch, Rich.
Brown backing up again and again. It's Williams trying to go to the body. Now the action here right in front of us for the final bell, or actually the bell to end round number 2. We might have a final bell at the end of round 3. Who knows? We'll see when we come back. Main event here on 57 Sports. Charlie Brown might have taken round number 1. It was close, but round number 2 didn't appear to be as close, as the majority of the punches, as you see here in the second round, were landed by Cole Williams.
Right, and aside from that brief takedown attempt, we see that big uppercut right there from Williams. And then the story of this fight was really those body shots, straight to the body, wearing on Charlie Brown. And we could tell from the body language, Cole's body language has not changed through this entire fight. Loose, bouncing around. Charlie Brown, we saw him twice in that second round, put his hands down by his side, stand flat-footed, and try to get his breath back. He's really losing that pep in his step, and it's going to pay dividends here for Williams in this third round.
And just speaking from a fan's perspective, this is the type of fight you want your main event. Even going into the third, 2 guys having to drag up and scrape up anything they possibly can to win. Cole does look to be the fresher fighter here, so we'll see what Brown has left in that gas tank.
Williams bouncing around on the balls of his feet as we start the third and final round here. Both guys have been content to kind of duke this one out in the center of the cage. Lots of striking from both. We have not seen a lot of mat action here in the third round as Williams gets a left in on Brown, then goes for a kick as well. Brown trying to answer back, but Williams looks pretty confident here to start the third round.
Rich, something to keep your eye on. With the right hand of Charlie Brown, I want you to take a look at the top of Cole Williams' left eye. That has been getting bigger over the past minute. So he landed early in the round, and that hematoma is starting to fill up right now. It's something, if that cuts open and starts spilling into the eye, the doc's not going to let this fight continue. So that's something that, as Charlie Brown has this round go on, and he's going to want to take aim somehow and pound on that hematoma.
Yeah, Gerald, when you see that, do you all of a sudden say, uh-oh, I got an opportunity here and go after it?
Yeah, you see any kind of damage you're making on a guy like that, you want to attack it over and over, and really, if you can't get a bleeding, you at least try to affect his vision, make him think about it, make him worry about it, you know, show the judges that you're creating damage. And Charlie Brown here did a pretty good job recovering in between rounds, starting to move forward, probably feels a little more sense of urgency, but still in between here, dropping his hands, getting flat-footed, really giving Cole Williams a chance to gain more momentum as he keeps, you know, we saw him earlier working the body and just opening up a little bit more, landing these straight rights down the middle. And there again, on cue, back to the body, following it up to the head.
Yeah, good combination there. Backs Charlie Brown up again for the moment as there is blood coming from the right side of the head of Cole Williams. Now, that won't affect his vision. That's actually behind his ear and wrapping around his chin. We have had some bloody fights here tonight, none bloodier than the Alex Polizzi fight that happened earlier. Pete Lowe had some cuts opened up as well, and now a pretty good cut, pouring out blood on Cole Williams. Doesn't seem to be affecting him, and now he sees an opening, actually takes Charlie Brown down. We have not seen that yet here in this fight.
Right, that's definitely a tactical decision. He wants to put a seal on this round. Getting that takedown is a big advantage for him right now. As long as he can maintain control for any sustained amount of time and even do just a little bit of damage, the way it's been going on the feet this round is pretty close. I give Williams a slight edge, but this really seals the deal for him so far in this third round.
And now he's passed over to half guard, and he's going to look to rain down some damage. So with our pro fights here now, you're going to be able to see some elbows and some better strikes to the head, which being in half guard can really let a lot of that stuff happen.
Running the forearms over the foreheads as well, using them as razors. We see a lot of that as well from the fighters as Williams backing Brown up. Brown's left shoulder has turned red from the blood of Cole Williams as Williams continues to be on top of Charlie Brown, back to his feet.
Game fighter is Charlie Brown. He's not letting this fight go. He's doing what he can here.
Right, every time Charlie Brown's been backed into a corner, he tries to up the pace a little bit, and here he goes hard to the body, but Cole Williams right back at him.
Good combination there, and Charlie Brown trying to absorb it. Hell, even yelling back as Charlie Brown is fired up here for the final 90 seconds of this one.
There we go. Now we got a fight broke out in the middle of the cage here. These guys are not backing down. Charlie Brown lands a nice left, and they both really want it. I think Charlie Brown knows he's down right now. Now he's starting to back up, feeling those body shots, but not going to let this fight get finished.
Final 60 seconds, you can see why this matchup was the main event here tonight. Great action in all 3 rounds so far from these fighters, and we got the blood, we got the guts, and we got Charlie Brown trying to mount a comeback here against Cole Williams. This has been a good one.
Josh Sterry just came up and whispered in my ear, best main event we've ever had.
It's a good one, absolutely, as both fighters letting it all loose here. And Charlie Brown continues to be fired up. Hollywood Charlie Brown going after Cole Williams. Williams answering back with a flurry, and the crowd going wild here at Monona Terrace.
Dragging him down to the mat. Nice takedown. Charlie Brown's going to pop right back up.
Crowd in full throat as we are going to get the final bell. What a final fight of the night. Excellent action. Charlie Brown and Cole Williams. We will get the decision right after this on 57 Sports. All right, replays here from the 3rd round, and Gerald, man, this was one action-packed fight, and it went all the way to the final bell.
Yeah, we saw Cole Williams early landing those strikes again, going to the body. Charlie Brown, a game guy, coming back, screaming in the cage, getting himself hyped up. Didn't want to let it slip away. I think Williams did just enough, but man, what a 3rd round.
Excellent action, as there was one of the 2 takedowns that Cole Williams had in the 3rd and final round, and what we think might be just enough to get by. But boy, it's a tough one to score. The judges have a tough one here. And Gerald, how did you see it as far as the scoring went?
I think it's going to be a decision for Cole Williams. I think it's close. Could possibly be a 29-28, but I think he did enough to get it.
Good action here. Chris Garrity's got the mic. He's in the cage, and he has our
ladies and
decision.
gentlemen, before we get to an official decision, one more round of applause for one of the best main events we've had here in Madison. After 3 rounds of 175-pound action, we go to the judges' scorecards. All 3 judges have scored this bout the same, 29-28 in favor of your winner by unanimous decision, and fighting out of the blue corner, Cole Williams!
Wow, what a great fight and a great way for Cole Williams to make his debut here at Chosen Few Fighting
Cole,
Championships
here,
15.
bud.
He's talking to Chris right now.
12 professional fights. You have to put that one as one of the toughest ones you've had so far, don't you think?
Yeah, definitely. Charlie Brown, he's very experienced, and he brought it harder than I thought he would. So, great opponent.
Great job, great display of striking, especially through that 2nd and 3rd round. How'd you feel coming out of the first? You were down on all 3 judges' scorecards.
Actually, I felt really good. I kind of, first round was the feeler out. 2nd and 3rd is where I started to pick it up a little bit. So yeah, no, I felt good. Really.
Well, congratulations. You really proved you were main event material tonight. You are now 11-1 as a professional. Ladies and gentlemen, let's give him one more round of applause. Your winner, Cole Williams.
What a main event. Cole Williams, your
Ladies
winner.
and gentlemen,
Chosen
make sure
Few,
you join
a
us over
clean
at the
sweep
Coliseum
of
for
the
the
Pro
official
Fights. Polizzi,
post-fight
Skiro,
party.
Lemminger,
Thank you
Williams,
once again
all
for
winners
coming
here
out
at
and
Chosen Few
supporting the
Fighting
Chosen Few
Championships
Gym,
number 15.
supporting the Chosen
We'll
Few
come
Fighting
back, put a wraps on
and
this
all
one
of
from
these fighters
the Monona
drive
Terrace
safe.
here
Have a
on
great night.
57 Sports.